So getting back into it, I dreamt about candy last night, and it made me think about indulgence. And this message is tying into this priests are human too kind of energy. Okay, but I want to see what's going on with this couple that is in this Catholic energy, this Catholic. I don't want to call it a cult because a lot of people have been doing that. It's like this group of belief of people who have these certain belief systems. Like I'm trying to reword certain things so it don't sound so crazy. It's like how they describe black magic. You feel me? Um, black magic is not evil. You know, it's who is doing it's energetic manipulation. Okay, it's energetic manipulation either on a good scale, a positive scale, or on a negative scale. There's, those two different sides to the spectrum. There's dark magic and there's light magic, and there are a lot of people who do dark magic and there are a lot of people who do dark magic. So you can't just put it all in one big bulk label for everybody, because everybody doesn't do the same thing. Okay, so I feel like that's the same thing with religion. There are good priests, there are good pastors, and there are those who are, horrible when it comes to using their title to get what they want out of selfishness and, all these pleasures. But in this case, we're talking about sexual addictions, okay? Sexual tension, okay? Now, a hammer could be very significant because I keep getting these calls from Upper Black Eddy, Pennsylvania, and they have this rock forest where there's diabase rocks there, and when you use a hammer against them, some of the rocks, it makes me think about wind chimes, okay? But I was researching, like, well, who the hell lives in Upper Black Eddy? And there was something about this teacher who's no longer a teacher anymore. I feel like he got frustrated with trying to teach, so he went to a more kind of like scientific approach, I guess. But anyway, indulgence, okay? Priests are human too. Priests are men like you and me, and that's what the Talking Ted podcast show hosts spoke about, okay? Joe Rooney and Patrick McDonald, thank you very much. So I was drawn to get the Celtic deck as well. So there's somebody whose harvest, it's like going down a spiral, okay? So something is spiraling for somebody, okay, because of some knowledge about what they're doing with the underworld, okay? It's like how I talk about that too, because I've learned through just having certain discussions and dialogue with certain people, particularly religious people and such, that they have to learn everything about spirituality and religion as well. So some of them choose to hide the knowledge. They choose to, take the downward path and stray away from God. Look at the hammer God is here, okay? The scepter of authority and choice. Ooh wee. So I feel like something is about putting the hammer down. And the hammer, okay, this is giving me that bat energy too, because I watched this show. Here we are, we're getting into it. It was a couple, okay? It was a couple and a wife, Special Victims Unit, Law and Order Special Victims Unit. The wife went to this country club. It was an all-boys club, right? She went into the country club and she was looking for her husband, okay? Her husband's best friend came and stopped her, and she took a gun into the all men's club. There were no women in sight. It was all these prestigious upper scale men in this fancy little club, so you could tell it was the rich men's club. And the wife went into the club, and she was looking for her husband. Well, the older man's best friend was a part of this club too, okay? And again, they had ties to the police. Okay, so they the woman goes into the club and she has a shotgun and she's looking for her husband. The best friend kind of stops her and he's like trying to get her to leave or whatever, or calm her down. And she was like, where is he? Well, the best friend ends up having to take her to where he was at. Husband in the room, and he's in one of the rooms at this club with 3 women, and another man is in there with him. She catches him zipping his pants up. So she pretty much caught him with his pants down in this club. Again, all men's club, okay? With another man in the room and 3 15-year-old girls, okay? So this could be tied in to what's going on in this situation. Now, the best friend went up to the police officer on SVU. The lady knows his wife. Well, the wife ends up to be a lead, like she's a lead prosecutor or something. She's very high up in the courts or in the police department, okay? Like real high up in there. And her husband is entertaining the same mess at this club. So he's like, the man is trying to convince the police officer not to tell. But the other man, which is his best friend, whose wife caught him with the 3 young women, asked the women how old were they. And she said, so this is what you're doing when you're not home, or when, I'm saying, you're supposed to be doing something else, and this is what you've been doing. And he, he's so oblivious to the fact, he's still in his ego. He's trying to tell her, pretty much that she's assuming, watch her assumptions or whatever. But, so yeah, she ends up blowing his thing off, okay? And this is in the show SVU, so this is what's tying in. And then on Ted, I was wondering what was going on, because it seemed like in Ted, the husband, whose name is Maddie, I questioned his sexuality after a while, because he was the type of person who, you know how you have men you dating, women do this too, but we talking about men, like kind of like narcissistic, not kind of like narcissistic men. He was the type of man in the Ted show. He'll start an argument to have an excuse to leave, to go do whatever it is he's doing. But every time he leave, some shit go on, and he got to explain why this weird occurrence has taken place. Like in one of the episodes, he was supposed to be at this friend's house, and an ostrich bit him on his ass. Well, why would the ostrich bite you on your ass? And he, like, how did that even happen? And the guy who it happened to, where he was at, brought a basket of ostrich eggs to apologize to him. And, but he always was very secretive about why he had these strange occurrences and why these certain things happened to him. But it definitely, in a couple of the episodes, I questioned his, it made me question his sexuality. Like, why is he so aggressive to his wife, and why she was trying to come on to him, and she was using, she had a banana and she was trying to come on to him. And instead of him being, looking at her in a sexual way or being aroused, he got mad and was like, now what am I going to eat for my snack or whatever. So instead of playing into the role play that she was playing, he rejected her. And again, those little things made me question sexuality. Now we have the 9 of Wands. So this is somebody who's a fighter, okay? This is somebody who is a wounded warrior, okay? This person has fought a lot. They have a lot of battles, a lot of wounds. So I'm feeling like this is somebody who could have been going through a lot. And the wife on the show reminds me of this guy on Facebook. He acts like an old Italian woman, okay? But this is, the show is based in Massachusetts, 1963. That could be significant, okay? Now, I've also been seeing the number 1636. So somebody could have been 16 and somebody could have been 36 years old, okay? But we talking about this police officer, a best friend, an older man or woman, and what's going on here. So Maddie and Ted came up in the name Sierra. So I want to see what's going on here and what's the overall defining energy here, Spirit, when it comes to this police officer's best friend, okay, who indulges in sexual things. They could be going through a lot of financial constraints right now, okay? It's in reverse, okay? Well, something could be about money. And this is what's going on with this person is stressed out. They have anxiety, okay? Because I feel like they know with this temple path, they know that there's a storm brewing, okay? And that's where it showed me that spiral card, okay? Yeah, the puka is giving me the devil energy, okay? This person is definitely a trickster energy. This wolf in sheep's clothing energy, okay? I questioned, and then I wrote that down. So in Ted's episode, I questioned Maddie's sexuality due to his behavior towards his wife, okay? It could be a Queen of Cups energy, okay? Somebody who's very loving and caring, okay? Very fruitful, very blessed. Give me more, please. The ancient ones. Okay, presence of the ancestors. Okay, so the ancestors are here. Thank you, Spirit. So what's going on with this trickster energy? Okay, this person could be evil. And it's giving that priest start human 2 energy with these sexual tensions. Something's going on with a priest. Alchemical wand here. Rowan. The name Rowan could be significant, okay? Alchemical wand. This is giving me Ace of Wands energy, a lot of sexual energy. And we were talking about that because I've been seeing a lot of orange energy, sacral chakra energy. And I talked about that too, how we have, like becoming a priest and you have sexual addictions issues. I get that you're trying to, because there are a lot of people who use that as their form of therapy, right? A lot of priests have sexual addictions. There are also young men who have been affected by abuse from priests who have these types of addictions and attachments to them, because you know that's a soul tie at the end of the day. And now that I'm thinking about it, when I think about having your chakras blown out, I feel like that is what that pertains to, okay? Somebody's chakras being blown out. Because that's a portal too, you know what I'm saying? So this is definitely sexual energy, the trickster. This is temptations and addictions, okay? This is fetishes as well, and it's giving me Tarantino energy, okay? Somebody could have a foot fetish, or lots of fetishes in general, okay? Like, now I'm hearing Rihanna. I might be bad, but I'm perfectly good. Okay, whips and chains. Sticks and stones might break my bones, but chains and whips save me. BDSM energy, okay? Indulging in that type of behavior, okay? So, we have The Lord of the Animals. Ooh, there's that bestiality energy because the ostrich bit him, okay? But this is in reverse. Wild nature. Animalistic energy, okay? With this unreleased stag. Somebody could be very animalistic, okay? Raven. Truth-telling, and they lie a lot, okay? Somebody could be very mischievous. Okay, they play a lot of tricks. Okay, again. So, making an excuse. This person could always be fighting. You know, this couple could always be fighting. Okay. Now, Maddie, the names don't have to be significant, but I've been seeing those names a lot. Okay. They've been coming up a lot, and it has to do with this religion, with this priesthood. Because in Ted, that brings me back to Ted went to buy some drugs from the niece of Maddie and the wife, okay? And Suze was her name, Maddie and Suze, okay? So Ted found out that their niece was dealing drugs to pay for her tuition. And he ended up getting some weed from her. And she wasn't going to sell it to him at first because she thought he was going to give it to the 16-year-old cousin. And she said she didn't want to be a part of it, right? And he promised her, lying, he promised her he wouldn't. Ted promised her he wouldn't give it to him. And it was just for him. And he was like, he used the excuse, please, it's either drugs or church. And he was saving his mouth for marriage, okay? Please don't let him be victim to some pastor at the church. So it's all tying into this energy, okay? So let's get some more on this best friend energy. So this could be this police officer's best friend, or they have some ties to this police, okay? We talking about that good cop, bad cop energy. So it's all tying in together. All these people could be in cahoots together. We don't spill that tea for sure. Talismans, okay? Sun wheels. The challenge is they don't want to be exposed here, okay? Somebody could be 63 years old right now, okay? Harvest. Ooh, because they know if they're exposed, you see that spiral, that storm warning? They know it's coming. Okay, you need to know they know it's coming. That's the problem, okay? And these people probably took an oath, okay? To hide whatever this is so they could safely pass, get away with it, okay? There could be a mother and child involved, okay? A mother carrying a child and food. And then intimacy with self. Lapdog. Hound of the goddess. It's 2 dogs. Somebody could have 2 dogs. Yeah, this is the presence of the ancestors. Okay, they trying to reassure me that they're here. Okay. So let's get some of this energy here. Why are they afraid of this storm spirit? What did they do? I'm talking about this couple here, okay? This 9 of Wands energy. This couple is in this 9 of Wands energy. Okay. There could have been a fight, or they could be just trying to fight right now and hold on to something, okay? There's a lot of wands behind them, though. And it's giving swingers energy again, okay? But I don't know. I'm questioning this man's. And I don't care what your sexuality is. It's the things that take place when you're trying to hide it. The things that you have to do, be willing to hide. And, try to be willing to get away with to hide this, okay? I feel like things would be so much easier if people were just honest, okay? We got the power supply energy, okay? Give me more on this power supply energy. Dismemberment, okay? So it's like it's giving this power with this dismemberment energy it's like these powers that be are dismantling, okay? Yeah, they can't be toxic anymore. The devil in reverse, they can't be toxic anymore. They're not going to be able to keep doing this type of stuff. It's like disbanding the group, okay? I'm hearing that, Selena. I'm disbanding the group when her father found out she was dating the guitarist, okay? Yeah. It's crimes of passion. They can't keep doing this anymore, okay? There could be a crime of passion here. They have a lot of bodies. You see that? A lot of bodies around them, okay? And it could be this one man. But I feel like it's a group of people, okay? One by one. They could be turning on each other as well. I've been seeing a lot of that energy, okay? Yeah, inside is in reverse. It's outside, okay? This is somebody who could be scared of this coming out. But this is a tunnel, okay? But I feel like whatever's in the dark is coming out, okay, with this inside in reverse. Yeah. Water energy is here. So again, that Queen of Cups energy. But water energy, something's coming out of the water. Cancer, Pisces, and Scorpio energy could be significant, okay? Yep, look. What's this water energy, Spirit? Give me more on this water energy. Clarify this water energy. Just wanted to come out, but it flew back in. Thank you. Hazel, the divining rod. The divining rod is where you find water, okay? There's a lot of turbulence, I feel like. The divining rod is where you find water, okay? They can't find it. Oh my God. And then you got the ancestors in reverse. No protection. And I'm seeing up Schitt's Creek without a paddle. Let me see my other cards. Ooh, hit my elbow. That's crazy because, okay, I hit my elbow, right? I've been seeing every time I drive, no lie, it was so weird to me because everywhere I went, I seen somebody hanging their elbows out the window, okay? Yeah, this is what it is, okay? This is that person. That's what they're saying, okay? So this is a crossover message. Like, it's like with the ancestors in reverse, it's like there's no God in them, okay? Yeah, they solely focus on passion and pleasure, okay? That's what they worry about. There could be something about a prescription, okay? Pharmacy energy, a pharmacist, okay? Go outside and get some sun, get grounded. That fell in reverse. So that sacral chakra energy is in reverse. So this definitely has to do with sex addictions, okay? This is underground energy, okay? Christian Bale as Patrick Bateman, okay? American. This person lives a double life. And this has to do with the sexual energy. Talk show and podcast, okay? Thank you. Something could be about First Interstate Bank. Somebody could have a talk show or a podcast. And that's why I was talking about that Talking Ted podcast, okay? Somebody needs to let go and let God, okay? So whoever this is for who needs to speak up, they want you to keep fighting, okay? Stand on your square and be firm. Now, this person could be a person who doesn't want to let up. They don't want to stop, okay? Somebody could definitely be mixed race and multicultural because the husband, he had the ginger hair. on the show, and it gave me Irish energy, and then the wife, I don't know why they gave me Italian energy. Okay, there could be something about a sliding glass door. Okay, and somebody is pretty in the face, but her attitude stank. But that came out in reverse. So somebody could be very snobby. Somebody could be very snobby. 25, that's 7, I've been seeing that a lot. Thank you. Very deceitful, okay? Deceitful energy, okay? Somebody could be handsome with an ugly attitude. They lack empathy, remorse, and guilt, okay? So if this is, something could be about Hawaii, okay? Somebody could be a traveler. They're wishing death on people, okay? But somebody has angels around them. They have a high vibe, okay? And somebody's going through a storm with this SWV rain. Here goes that sacral chakra energy, okay? There's a storm brewing for whoever this was, okay? Something about a prescription, and I've been seeing a lot about that, okay? There's something about their health as well, okay? But this person is very deceitful. They lack remorse and guilt, okay? So spill the tea. What's going on with this couple? Why is this couple here? What's going on with this couple dealing with this deceitful energy? Now, this could be this police officer or something, okay? I feel like this is somebody who's being blackmailed as well. This person could be blackmailing these people so that they don't come out. And could be somebody religious. This could be a religious group of people as well, okay? Because I swear I've been getting a lot of calls from from Upper Black Eddy, Pennsylvania. And I'm like, who is this? I don't know, nobody here, okay? Yeah, control issues. Somebody is losing control. It could be this couple, okay? Control issues are present in the relationship. And that's how that husband was on Ted. He had a lot of control issues, okay? He tried to control every narrative. And the niece was trying to tell him that he had this issue, but he was set in his ways, okay? He was not letting up. When it said, let go and let God, he was not letting up on what he believed in. He was standing firm on that. But he had so much shit to hide. Because even in one of the episodes, he had to get a colonoscopy, right? And he didn't want to go get the colonoscopy because he was afraid of the secrets that were going to come out once they put him under, okay? And it turned out there was a doctor there too. So it could be a doctor there. The doctor that was doing the colonoscopy was like, and he didn't want to get it because he said a lot of those people, if you become a doctor that does colonoscopies, it's because you do it because it's sexual for you. Okay, they have a lot of supportive people, circle of people watching them. Okay, that are keeping tabs. Okay, someone is keeping a close eye on this person. This person could be watching them, whoever they're around. Okay, and I don't know why this couple has anything to do. I mean, this couple could be being controlled by these people. Okay, what's going on here with this couple, Spirit? Maybe it is. Okay, I'm tripping. This is in reverse. Okay, this came out. The full challenge sleep. It could be a challenge. Yeah, the Hierophant. Okay,